Hey, what's up, y'all? What's up, y'all? How y'all doing? How y'all doing? How you doing? God bless y'all. God bless y'all. God bless y'all. Welcome again to another episode of Ron's Opinion Don't Matter. If y'all look at the title, it's almost unbelievable how much these Democrats love these criminals. But I say it, and they proving my point over and over and over that how much Democrats love criminals. And I've had people who say, oh, they don't, they don't love criminals. They're just trying to fight for the rights of people and all this other stupid stuff that I hear come out of their mouth. But in reality, this is exactly what's happening. What's up, Jay? How you doing? God bless you. God bless you. Good morning, brother. Welcome in. Welcome in. Please hit that like button and subscribe button for those that are coming in. Brother Jay, good to see you. God bless you. Hope all is well. Hope you're back doing all right too, because I seen that video. But anyway, my question is, why do Democrats love these criminals so much? And I'm only going to play a little bit of this video, but I just want to hear it. Listen to this. Give me a second because I know the volume is going to be kind of weird. Yeah, give me 1 second because I know it's going to be kind of weird. Because of the fact that I can't hear it, I have to play it in a certain way. Give me a second.
Stephanie Lai, White House and politics reporter for Bloomberg, under the broad terminology of immigration.
This is how weird this is. All right.
Four House Democrats arrived in El Salvador today to push for the return,
Hopefully you are.
the return of Kilmar Abrego Garcia. The Maryland man you've heard about a lot, mistakenly deported. That's what the Trump administration admitted in court from the United States to El Salvador. I want to bring in our panel, our reporter panel, Sabrina Rodriguez.
Now, that's all I really wanted to play. I ain't getting into the rest of that because they done lost their mind. They really have. All right, let's get into this. You know, I can't remember. I can't count how many times on videos that I hear you, brother Jay. I can't count how many times on videos I've said Democrats love criminals. I say it all the time, and this is exactly what I be talking about. Now, I'm gonna go through this video, and I'm gonna give you basically Ron's opinion that don't matter. And this is what it's gonna be. And this is the reason why I go so hard on the Democrats. And people will be like, oh no, that's not. I'm trying to tell y'all, these people do not care about America. They don't care nothing about America. They don't care about the better America becoming better. They don't care about American citizens. They're going over to another country to bring an illegal immigrant, somebody who broke the law to get here, right? Back to America. And if you look at where these Democrats, the counties and places that they run, is a crap hole. And I'm gonna use Maryland, Baltimore, Maryland as the example because that's the first idiotic Democrat that decided he wanted to go over there to try to bring this guy back. This guy's a gang member. This guy has put his hands on this woman. She got restraining orders on him, and they still want to bring this criminal back. Make that make sense. Now, here's my point. How much they love criminals. That's the reason why the places that they run got all the criminals. They got more criminals in their areas than anybody. This is the reason why I say what I say. Democrats love criminals. Now you got FOMO Democrats, politicians, running their behind over to this country to try to bring this fool back. Why they don't work that hard for their own places? I've never seen so much effort and so much energy and so much of this, so much of that for one person. They don't put that much energy, time and energy and effort. If they put that much energy in trying to better their communities that they run, they probably actually have better communities. But no, not the Democrats. They're going to keep on staying on this train of, you know what, we're going to ride this out. We're going to ride this out till the cow come home. They do not care about America. They don't care about American citizens. They can try to call all that, oh, we trying to look out for black people, Hispanic people, and stuff. No, you're not. No, they're not doing anything for any one of these communities. They are literally care more about every country around the world than they care about the people that live here. Why in the world would you take taxpayers' money and go spend money on an airplane, jet, however way y'all gotta get there to bring these people back? Yes, top to bottom, hair and skincare. God bless you. Welcome in, welcome in, welcome in. This just does not make sense to me. Why in the world did this? You're not these politicians. You had to. I'm sorry, and I'm going to be like probably more in my emotions than I've ever been in a while. I'm just so heated right now because I can't believe that they are still pushing this. They are still pushing this agenda of yeah. This, you're right, Jay. You're right. I don't listen. They're taking taxpayer money. Taxpayer money. You care that much. Why don't y'all? My thing is this: why y'all don't put that much effort into fixing your own community? Why y'all don't work y'all behinds off, put that much work into fixing your own community? You literally gonna get out of your bed, go get dressed, go get on the airplane, fly across to another country, sit down and shake hands with a criminal. And I don't care. This is my conspiracy aspect of it. Right. You're right, Jay. They care more about the people over there than they care about the people in this country. And at this point, if you are born and raised and you are an American citizen, whether you born and raised in here or whether you came over here the right way, immigrated here the right way, went through the whole process, and you vote for these type of people again, you have lost your mind. And you have lost your mind. And you're absolutely right, Jay. Top to bottom, hair and skincare, you are absolutely right. These people have lost their mind. I don't care what you say. You cannot tell me that these Democrats care anything about this country. They should never win another election ever in the history of America until that mentality of everybody else first, except for American citizens, is gone. This is the reason why I go so hard on the Democratic Party. And everybody be like, oh man, you go hard. This is why I go hard on them. And this is exactly what I mean. Just like they go, the way I go hard on them is the way they go hard for illegal immigrants. It's the way they go hard for everybody, all these other countries. It's the way they go hard for everybody else but America. That's the reason why I go so hard on them. I don't care, and I'm not going to let up because they not letting up. That's why I put these type of videos out and I come against them with full steam because they're not letting up. I'm not going to let up. That's where I'm at with that because it don't make sense to me. I pay taxes. I don't want none of my tax dollars going to no country and none of these people except for American citizens. That's where I'm at. Right. That's what they think. But the people that voted for them, I guarantee you are not illegal, are American citizens. Not all of them, because some of the American citizens are still stupid enough to vote for them. But a lot of these people that voted for them is illegal votes, and I got proof of that too. I'm not gonna get into that part. But a lot of these people was voting just like Elon Musk and them said. These people who were illegal immigrants actually voted, and you know who they voted for because they wanted to keep getting that money. So there is a lot of illegal immigrants that voted in our elections. So that we've already found out. Just so they keep, like you said, try to get all these handouts. And I'm going to tell you like this. When I keep saying, I say this for a reason. The Democrats want slavery. They want slavery. In order for me, if I want something for free, like I say, I want to live my life. I don't want to pay the cost. I want to live for free. In order for me to have it for free, somebody got to do it for free. Meaning it can't be no cost to no one else in order for me to get it free. Because if I don't pay, somebody else is going to be paying for it. And this is what I mean by they want slavery. Say what you want, they want to bring back slavery. That's what they want to do. They want to bring back a group of people that they can enslave to do the work for next to nothing so that they can continue to benefit. And the only people going to benefit from that is the wealthy and the billionaires who they keep saying Trump is the one looking out for. Meanwhile, here's a fact to this about this is how hypocrisy of they're looking out for Trump. They saying Trump looking out for the illegal immigrants, right? They never took into account, and this is what y'all got to look at. Since Trump has been in office, we just going to use Elon Musk. Elon Musk has lost $28 billion since Trump has been in office. $28 billion. Jeff Bezos has lost billions of dollars since Trump has been in office. All of the people that are affected right now, the billionaires right now are actually being financially affected by Trump being in office. But they won't tell you that part. Look at the price of Tesla stock and look at it when after Trump got in office. Look at the price of a lot of these billionaires companies and look at the price of their stock right now. So if he was looking out for billionaires, tell me how is that helping billionaires? Yes, you're right, Jay. And here's the thing. Baltimore, Maryland's head of the school district makes $500,000 a year. How in the world somebody got one of the worst school systems operating right now in America making that much money? Who rewarded them for that much money on a failed job? I don't know no company that will reward bad performance and give you that much money and keep paying you. And keep paying. But again, something's off. Very off. Very off. Yeah, they do. They get a lot more money to get a hire. They get government grants, tax breaks. Sorry, I had to pull my socks up. Government grants, tax breaks, all of this stuff that they get, these laws and rules that they done slid under the books and didn't even tell nobody they was doing it. Because they know the vast majority of American citizens are not paying attention to what happened, what's going on politically. They know they're not paying attention to it. So what they do is they just keep passing these laws. No one even realizes it's happening. Because everybody's so consumed with working and going and trying to survive a day-to-day basis. That's why I tell people, no, I am not going to ever let up on the Democratic Party. I don't care who get offended. I don't care who get mad. I don't care how they feel about it. Yes, and I agree. Top to bottom, Baltimore and Maryland is a mess. But it's not even just them. It's Chicago. It's Baltimore. It's the city of Philadelphia. It's a lot of places that all the Democrats run that's in the worst condition of it. But yet, again, they'll keep voting for this. This is how idiotic they are. And when they get their constituents and all of their cronies, and they keep coming up with these virtual and signaling like, oh, we're doing so much we're trying to help this, and we're trying to help that, and we're trying to help this. And meanwhile, the average person, if you're not paying attention, if you don't have your eyes open, you're really being led into a trap. And you don't even realize you're being led into a trap of failure. Yes. You're right, Jay. You don't even realize you're being led into a trap of failure. Here's my point to that. There's a big YouTuber named Anton Daniels, right? And I don't know if anybody will watch him, but Anton Daniels, he has some of his perspective is exactly like mine are. So he was doing a video, and he was talking about Brandon Johnson in Chicago, right? And they was having this event where it was like they trying to support black businesses and stuff like that. And whenever I say this stuff, I get met with hostility because people don't really, I guess they're not grasping the understanding of what I'm actually saying. Yes, they're not grasping the concept of what I'm actually saying. All right, so in this city of Chicago, in this area, a couple of blocks, they say, oh, we want to support black businesses, and you know, they doing all this event, and hopefully they try to generate money in the black community and stuff like that. And on the surface, it looks virtual. It looks like it's a great idea. It looks like it's a great idea, doesn't it? It looks like, oh, we're helping the black community. We're actually helping black communities to do small business in the black community. Anybody that look at that going to say, oh, I don't see nothing wrong with that. But here's what's wrong with that. This is what's really wrong with that. Number one, and I know people are going to get mad at me, but I don't care. This is the first thing that's wrong with that. Back when we was having segregation, and they had signs that said whites only, every black person in America at that time had a problem with that. I want y'all to hear what I'm saying. They had a problem with that. If they went into a bathroom or a business that said whites only, we would have a problem with that. But then y'all want to have events that's geared toward black people, and then exclude all the other race demographics. How racist can you get? That is about as extremely racist as you get. Now, here's on the business side, this is how dumb this is. This is how dumb that is. Geographically in America, African Americans make up for about 13% of the population. So you are going to ignore the other 87% of the population and say, y'all can't do business with us because this is a black business. You see how stupid that is? This is how dumb that is. If I'm opening up a business, it doesn't matter what it is. The one thing I'm not going to say is a black-owned business. Because it ain't black business. It's for anybody and everybody that's willing to support my business. It's for everybody. And this is how stupid they are. This is how ignorant they are. But for the average black person that see this stuff, an average person saying, oh, they're trying to help me. That is dumb. That's not helping. How you help is you teach them how to do business and you create a business that's for everybody. That's in America. America has 330 million people in its population, and you're going to say, okay, I'm going to shrink my business down to a small group of people and hope to make a living out of that. And then you wonder why every black business that come out there don't survive very long. Because you keep saying it's black, as opposed to saying it's business. Now, I'm not saying that you ignore that group of people. You don't. But you don't single out and say this is for you only. That is racist. Not only is this racist, it's stupid. Here's my point to that. Yes, the consequence. Here's my point to that. And one of my biggest business lessons I got actually came from myself, which sounds weird to me. One of the biggest business lessons I had actually came to myself. And I'm going to give y'all this story of when I was detailing cars, right? I'm detailing cars. I'm sorry, I really wasn't detailing, I was washing cars, right? And I decided I'm going to wash cars and see how this go, all right? So first week I go in, start to make my signs, set them up, and I started washing cars. Didn't do a whole lot of business starting out, but after a while it picked up a lot, and it was actually doing very well. And I eventually branched off to some other stuff. But never once did I put a sign up there and say this is a black-owned business. Not once. Because I did not care what your skin color was. Not one. And it was thriving. When I say thriving, I couldn't get up, I couldn't open up soon enough and couldn't go to bed late enough. Couldn't stop late enough. Why? Because my prices was right. It was as fair as you could possibly get. Listen to what I'm saying. My prices were right. It was about as fair as you could possibly get. And I did a hell of a job of what I did. That was it. People saw value in what I was providing. They did not care who I was. They saw value in what I was doing. And when the time I said I was going to be working, open, I was open. The time I said I was going to close, I was closed. That was it. That was it. And it was thriving. For the time that I did it, it was thriving until I moved. And I left that part of what I was doing, I left it to a family member, and it is what it is with that. But I was thriving. And here's my point. It had nothing to do with skin color. Nothing. And I don't understand why they keep doing this. And they keep promoting this. This is the dumbest thing I've ever seen in my life. And I keep on saying, why y'all keep trying to act like it's supposed... You don't understand. If you're in this country, you don't want to limit your business to one segment of people. Now, you might make product that segment of people might use more because it's more... Maybe the product is more beneficial to them. Like, here's my point. Top to bottom hair and skincare. I guarantee you that everything that they make is for everybody. But there might be people that, okay, I make that segment of people that may use it more because it's more benefits you because of the type of hair that they have or the type of skin that they have. But their product is for everybody. Their product is for everybody. Well, Dodge, what's up, man? But this is not about zero crime. This is about promoting crime. There's a difference between wanting the crime to go away, and there's another thing for promoting crime. I'm not going to go spend my hard-earned money to go get a criminal from another country and bring them back to mine so they can commit more crime. That's my point. And if you look at it top to bottom, said it, light and heavy cream. My point exactly is that I use their product. That's my whole point. I use their product. What's up, Dodge? How you doing? God bless you. God bless you. I use their product. So my point is that never once did I look at their product and say, oh, it's for only this type of people. I use it. Their product worked very well for me. I'm not going to say, oh, if somebody asks me, oh, man, I need some hair care stuff, something for this. I'm not going to look at their skin and say, well, they're not going to use it. No, I'm like, yo, you should check out top to bottom hair and skincare. It worked for me. Now, they have to determine if it's going to work for them, but that's what I'm going to say. And I'm not going to care what your skin color is. Why? Because that's my whole point. You don't ignore the largest segment of people to try to gear your business to a one segment of people. You're going to fail. You are going to. People used to say to me, like when you watch a movie, right? Let's say they put out a movie and it's a quote unquote, they tried to make it seem like it's a black movie, right? All right, so when you point out this a black movie, you're already trying to make other people feel like they're not supposed to be able to watch it. Listen to what I'm trying to tell y'all. They already feel like they're not supposed to be able to watch it because it's supposed to be for black people. You understand what I'm saying? So you go to the movie, when you go watch a movie at the movie theater, and you try to paint the picture like it's for only black people, then you get mad when you don't have that many people viewing your movie. Because you made it about black people, as opposed to just making a movie in general. That's the point that I keep making. This is where the mistake keep making it. And I don't get I don't even get this. Business is really not that complicated. It really isn't. Really isn't. It really isn't. It all depends on what you're doing, right? Now, if you look at McDonald's and you look at Burger King, you look at Wendy's, they all have the same business model. Chick-fil-A, they all has the same business model. Fast service. Make sure you keep the quality of what you make exact. Make sure it's quick and fast because people don't have no patience. That's why they have drive-thrus. You go in or you go to drive-thru. And these same business models work and they keep low prices. Lowest prices possible. And they make up the lower pricing possible and volume of people that come through the business. So, okay, we had to cut our profit margin lower to have a price that is geared to just about any demographic of finance. Then on the flip side of it, the volume, you'll make that up in volume. There you go, right there, Leah. Leah talking about she look forward to trying the product out. You can see my point? And she said as a white woman. So my point is this, why would you try to make your product against, Leah might really want to look at it. She's standing there looking at the website like, I really want to buy this stuff, but because I'm white, I can't buy it. You see how stupid that sounds? You see how stupid that sounds? And now, she might not be out saying it publicly, but internally, she internalizing is like, well, this might not be for me, it's for them. She don't want to feel that way, but because we're promoting it that way, that's what happens. Now, here's my point to that. When Ice Cube came out with the movie Straight Outta Compton, right? Even though we know NWA, we know all what they were about and all that other stuff, when I went to go see it, because I couldn't wait, me and my cousin and my other cousins, we got together and we went to go see Straight Outta Compton together, right? Now, where we went to, my one cousin, where he lived at, it is by far more white people in that area with a movie theater that he went at. But he wanted to treat us, we was like, oh, we're going to get together, we're going to go. Right? We in the movie theater. It is full to the hilt. Now, need I remind you, Straight Outta Compton, they didn't even put it in all the theaters. Because they were trying to say it was something violent was going to happen, which never happened. But we go in the movie theater, 90% of the people in there were white. Kid you not. Kid you not. When we came out in the movie theater, we were sitting outside talking for a little while. Not all the people that came out there, 90% of the people were white. And if you look at that movie, it did very well in the theaters. Even though they had half of the theaters that popular movies would get, and they still did money very, very well. You know why? Because even though NWA was a black group, even though NWA was this and that, and they said a lot of crazy stuff, they did not make that movie and say blacks only. They just made it. Now, there's a humorous side to this, but I'm not going to get into that. But my point is, you don't do that. You don't make and create a business and only steer it towards one segment of people, because you're going to fail at that. You're going to fail. You're just going to fail. It is no way, no how you're going to survive a business if you just don't want to gear it to a one segment of people. If Transformers came out and made a movie Transformers and said, oh, this is a black Transformers, you'll find out that they wish they never did that. If they would have just made a movie like they did, make a movie. That's it. Don't make it black, don't make it white, don't make it no demographic. Just make a movie. That's it. You're going to start a business, just start a business. Don't make it black, white, none of that. Just start a business. That's it. The minute you start to segregate that business into a segmented group of people, you're already setting yourself up for failure. You already are. Because you're saying we want 13%, but we don't want the 87%. We don't want the 87% of people buying from us. I ain't going to do that. I want it all. I want it all. And that's how you run. That's why I said Democrats, they're the worst when it comes to the black community because of these type of behaviors and stuff that they spew out. This is why I say, this is why I go on them. Same thing. Hispanic people, if you want to get away from them. Get away from the Democratic Party. Don't vote Democrat. Don't vote for these type of people unless they have the right mentality that is beneficial for all. Get away from them. Simple as that. They spewing racism and they act like they don't know what they're doing, but they really do. If you look at Chicago and that whole event, I'm looking at it. As soon as I seen it, I said, oh my God, you got to be kidding me. This again? This again? When we going to learn? Everybody's money is green. And this is what I mean by, if these Democratic politicians really wanted to fix their community, this is what they'd be talking about. This is what they'd be spewing. They would not go into this, oh, we're going to go get a gang member and bring them back to America. We're going to fight for the gang member. Like, who would want? Even a criminal don't want that. If I'm a criminal born and raised in America, why would I want you to bring back my competition? That's one less gang member. If I'm out there, listen, I'm not just saying we should do this. But even me as a criminal, if I'm a criminal and I'm out here doing stuff, all right, now you out here competing with me in crime. Why y'all bringing back my competition? Even them gotta be like, man, y'all weird, man. If I'm let's say if I'm a type of person that's on the street selling drugs and stuff, and then y'all deport somebody that was selling drugs in my area where I sell drugs, I'm gonna be like, why would y'all bring him back? Now I gotta compete with him. Top to bottom, hair and skincare. You right. I didn't even point out that part. You're absolutely right. You're absolutely right. Not all of the 14% will support your business anyway. And listen, she's saying a whole lot in that without saying a whole lot. I know exactly what she's saying. I know exactly what she's talking about and I know exactly what she's saying without saying it. That's why you can't worry about that. You open up a business, you got to make your business. You got to produce good product. Produce good product. And reason why I say that, and I can refer to them because I purchased their product. I purchased their hair stuff. I purchased skin stuff from them. And they sent me a candle that I did not purchase, but I won a contest and it was mine. And all three items, right? All three items that I personally purchased, I'm happy with. Now here's the thing. I wasn't the only one that bought stuff from them. I had family members that bought stuff. It was in my order, but they bought stuff. And they already said they was happy with the product. And then when they get to the point where they need more, they're going to re-up on it because they're happy with the product. And that is my point. My point is, make good product, provide good service, and I guarantee you can't fail in this country. You can't. Because everybody, repeated customers, word of mouth is how you build a business. And that is the point. From the candle that I got from them to the hair care products that I got from, the skincare products that I got from. There was actually like a little gift in there too, but I didn't get a chance to take that because somebody stole it. But it knew what it is. They knew exactly what it was and they jacked it. But it's cool. And it's cool. But that is my whole point. If you're going to run a business in America, get off the skin color stuff. Just open up what you're going to do and don't make it for everybody. Make it for everybody. As far as reach the largest demographic that you could possibly reach across the board. And I guarantee you that you will be successful in this country. Why? Because you're not trying to exclude people. Never mind trying to include. If you include everybody, you included everybody. But if you try to say this is white only or black only, you just exclude everybody else. Because you're saying they can't do business. They can't buy your product. They can't use it. That's why I say you got to get off that train. You got to stay on. This is American made business. We build it. We make it right here in America. And here's the thing. That don't mean it ain't for China. That don't mean it ain't for Europe. That don't mean it ain't for any other country. Because you never know where it's going to go. Made in America don't mean you can't get it from somewhere else. You can get it from America. Made in America just means that's where they made it at. That's it. It does not exclude no other country. Just like made in China don't exclude all the other countries. But you can't just sit there and say, I'm going to start a business and I'm going to only make it to this demographic of people. That's it. Because what's going to happen is you're going to fail. You're going to fail. You got to say, okay, I'm making it for everybody. And if this works for you, great. Use my product. You might like it. It might work for you. And that's real talk. And it's not about, oh, I want to, I want to be this, and I want to be this. And listen, the black community don't need that type of help. And that's the part I keep trying to tell people. They don't need that type of help. Because here's the thing. I used to be that ignorant person just like that would think, oh, we need black this and black that. And I say, you know what? I realized that I was talking ignorant. And it wasn't about me being racist because I'm not racist or nothing like that. It's just that, again, when you program, you think, oh, we need to help the black. And I realized, no, we don't. We don't. We don't need it. We just need people that's ambitious, driven and ambitious enough to go after everything America has to offer. That's it. Because if it was listen, if the NBA turned around and said, oh, the NBA is for blacks only, there will not be an NBA. Sorry. Say what you want to say. The NBA has some of the most amazing players, some black, some white, some, all different races. But when you look inside the black people, if they had to rely on just black people buying tickets, they will be out of business. The NBA will not be the NBA. You see my point is that, and I'm using the NBA as an example. If the NBA was just about black people, there would not be an NBA. Because you can't, the vast majority of the African American community won't buy those tickets if they can't afford it. And I'm not saying that some of them don't have the money, but the vast majority don't. They just don't have it. So we're not the ones making up all of the people in them stands, buying tickets to these events. So if you sit there and you say it's for only one, you lost your mind. But get that out of there. And that's the whole point that's the point that I'm trying to make. If the Democratic Party was teaching the communities that they serve, because most of the Democrats serve black communities, that's why I'm using them, and they told them the right way to do business. Don't make it into a white, black, and racial thing. Make it into a business. I guarantee you that you will see a thriving business. Because when I go around, if I had something I want to do, I'm not going to look at one demographic and say, I just want to do them. No, I want to look at I want to get the biggest bang for my buck. And if it means I have to go to a different area, find a different segment of people or whatever, it don't matter to me. When they do surveys of communities and stuff and try to see the population, they're not worrying about black and white. They're worrying about population-wise. How many people are in the area? How much traveling they do? How many people come down these roads? That's where it matters. Because why would I open up a business and it ain't enough business in? And then you got to look at how many other businesses around me that are doing similar or the same thing. Because now I got competition. But if I did the very same thing and found somewhere where it's not, and I might be the first one there, that might be a better opportunity for me to get more business because there is less competition. That, like me, I'd be like, where I live at, I see like 4 or 5 pizza stores all around each other. I'm like, pizza stores and grocery stores. I'm like, but they're all sharing the same money. This don't make no sense. Then they open another grocery store. Like, why? You got enough of them around here. When's somebody going to do something different? That's my whole point. And I'm like, they're not going to last long. Why? Because everybody's selling the same stuff. That's just, at some point, it just flooded with too much. And this is what I mean by the Democratic Party. Every time the people that run these cities and stuff, they politicians, but they have no idea how to run a business. They have no idea how to promote a business. They don't even understand what business is about. They listen to these people and they go make these dumb decisions, and all they're doing is setting people up for failure. That's it. They're setting them up for failure. They are setting their population and the people that they work for. That's why I say, if you in this country, don't vote for these people no more. They don't know what they're doing. They clearly don't know what they're doing. Because if they knew what they're doing, they wouldn't even be talking that way. You can't turn around in Chicago and try to make everything black. Oh, we gonna open up black, we gonna support black. And listen, honestly speaking, a lot of time when you do that, you exclude people who actually want to. Like, they really want to. They really, really want to. They just but they feel like, oh, I can't because they say it's for them only. We making that mistake. It's not them, it's us. We make that mistake. But instead of saying, no, we want to include everybody. Like, here's my point. On my channel, I don't care what skin color you are, I invite every single person to my channel. I don't care if you're white, black, whatever. I didn't say that, Donald. I didn't say not a single one. I just said that most of them don't know what they're doing, and they don't. But here's my point. This is the reason why I say that. Yeah, you're right, Jay. I agree with you to some extent. I agree. It's systematically for the, and I'm not a person that believes in handouts. I don't believe in handouts. I think that you should earn whatever you get. That's it. I don't believe per se that people should be. I do believe that you can help people. Sometimes people run into a situation where they may need help, but I definitely don't believe that somebody should just consistently get handouts. Because again, like I said, in order for people to get it for free, someone else have to do it for free. That means you're trying to get back to slavery. Real talk. And so, Donald, in your business, is it whites only? God bless you, Donald. Welcome in, welcome in. Is your business for whites only? So if I'm a black man, I go into your business, Donald, am I allowed in? And then my point is, you can't keep making it about skin. What's up, Billy? How you doing? God bless you. Welcome in, welcome in. Donald, I asked you a question. I'm waiting for my answer from Donald. That's my point, Donald. That's why you successful. Because you don't put a skin color on who can come in and out of your business. So you're answering my question that I said about early on this video about why is it that these Democrats wants to make everything about black. So you're answering my question. The success of your business, right? The success of your business is based on the product that you provide and how well your food is. But when you go to these places like they did in Chicago with Brandon Johnson them there, they making everybody they excluding 87. They're excluding 87% of the population by saying it's blacks for blacks only. That is the point that I was making. So Brandon Johnson, who's a Democratic mayor in the city of Chicago, they're out there having an event that they're saying is for black businesses. and black money and spend it in black areas. So they just basically exclude 87% of the population. But no one sees that as racist. And that was the point that I was making, Donald. That is the point that I was making. Or I don't know if you saw earlier in the video, but that was the point that I'm making. When you keep doing this type of stuff, all you're doing is excluding 87% of the population and only gearing your business toward 13%. I'm not saying you, Donald. I'm saying these politicians that keep trying to get black people to do this stuff. That is bad business. That was the point that I'm making. I support any business. Black, white, it don't matter to me. It doesn't matter to me. But my point is, if I'm going to sit there and promote a business and I'm going to make it look like it's blacks only, all I'm doing is alienating 87% of the people that could have possibly patronized my business. Because I'm trying to make it look like it's for blacks only. So I'm excluding everybody but black people. That business is 9 times out of 10 is not going to survive. Hey, listen, Jay, when I was a kid, right, I've heard that story about Chinese people. I'm going to give y'all this story, and I'm going to... Yeah, you're right. They don't care. I'm going to give y'all this story. When I was a kid, and I used to hear about, and I'm not saying that this is all true, because I don't know per se, but they was always talking about Chinese people. Yeah, I'm not. To me, if you in this country, you can't make everything black business. It got to be business. That's it. Just business. Should not be no skin color on there. It should not be black business because I want to sell to everybody. I don't want to sell to one group of people. I want to sell it to everybody. I know they do all this stuff, but I personally disagree with it because I just think you only gearing it towards one segment of people. Why just teach business and that's it? I mean, I would love to see the black community do well. That one part that I do care about. But you can't do well by just trying to sell to only one group of people. You got to open your business to everybody. That's how you do well. Right. That's how you do well. But open it to everybody. That's all you got to do. Make great product. Provide great services, depending on what it is you're doing. Make it have some value, some great value to it, and people will support your business. 100. If you're going to survive in this country. But to try to gear it toward the 13% of the population and excluding the 87% is a bad business model for anybody. For anybody. You don't exclude nobody. You include everybody. That way you have the business. And listen, I'm not going to say, but yeah, as I was saying about the Chinese stores, which I don't know for fact, but there was always rumored in my area, because I grew up and there was a lot of Chinese restaurants. They serving, they're not real chickens, they're animals and stuff like that. Then they shouldn't call it a black business conference. It should just be a conference. That's it. Because you already making it look like nobody. That's where the problem is at. You should not say black business conference. It should just be a conference. If white people show up, black people show up. If you really want to do business, the quality of people show up, and that's it. You're right, Leah. I agree, and I'm with you on that one. But anyway, so as a kid, I kept hearing these stories, and I didn't know what to believe and not believe. So, well, one day I'm in the park and I'm watching these Korean people, and they was killing squirrels. Like, they was killing them like... I agree with you. So, they was killing squirrels. And I'm looking at these people, and I'm like, man, they had 2 kids up in the tree, and they catching these squirrels, and they killing them. Now, as I got a little bit more closer, I realized that there were people that actually owned one of the Chinese stores not far from where the park was. Not long from where that park was. And I'm like, so of course, I mean, I don't see nothing wrong with people eating squirrel. I didn't grow up that way, so it's a little weird for me. But I know other people that probably eat squirrel and it's no big deal. I know people hunt squirrel and eat them. So that's fine. But for me, growing up in the city, we don't do that. So it was a little weird for me as a kid. Like, So I just stopped going to that store altogether. So, and put a stigma in me. So when I go to Chinese stores to get food, the only thing I get out of a Chinese store, honestly, and I hate to be this way, but it put a stigma in me, that I will just get shrimp. I won't eat the chicken. I won't eat the beef. I won't eat anything. If I go get something from a Chinese store, it has to be shrimp something. Like shrimp and noodles, or I won't get the chicken. I won't get beef because that put a stigma in me. Right. So I'm not saying anything wrong with it because I know people eat squirrel. I know people that, I mean, I don't know them personally, but I watch a lot of hunting shows. So I see them hunt squirrel and cook and eat them and stuff like that. But if I'm buying chicken, I want chicken. I don't want fake chicken. I don't want nobody give me a squirrel when I'm actually supposed to be buying chicken. Yeah, listen, I don't believe in excluding anybody. Quality, the person that you hire matters. You know what I mean? And your skin color is irrelevant to me. You either your character and your integrity, or you're gonna do a good job, or you're gonna do a great job, or you're gonna put your best foot forward. Those things are factors that I care about. That I would care about as a business owner. I know Billy does construction. Right, exactly. Top to bottom. That was my point. Like, I don't have a problem with people that eat it, but I don't have a problem with people eat. But I'm just like, if I buy chicken, I should be getting chicken. I don't want to get squirrel because you said it was chicken. If it's, I want squirrel. If it's, so that's my point. I don't care about rather. I don't think I'm going to die from eating it. But if I bought chicken, I should be getting chicken. But what I was saying about Billy does construction, right? So if Billy is doing construction, they're not going to hire Billy because of his skin color. They want to make sure that whatever it is he's providing service-wise, he's actually capable of doing it, and he's doing it to the best of his ability. That's it. Because if he doesn't provide exactly what he's offering and to the top, to be the best of his field or his trade, what's going to end up happening is he ain't gonna last long. If he's supposed, I'm just using. And 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 being somebody, let's say Billy, I know Billy does construction, but let's just say he's remodeling somebody's bathroom and he do a horrible job. Then he's going to lose that customer, and he's probably going to lose another 20 after that. Possible customers. Because that person is going to complain across the board. And me and Jay had talked about this before, about how a bad experience never goes away. I mean, people will talk about a bad experience 1,000 times, but if you have a good experience, very little are they going to talk about it. So for a person like me, knowing that, I try to consciously tell people about my good experience as opposed to giving people a whole bunch of about my bad. Right, and that's to me is racist. If they can do the job and they can do the job right and the price is fair, I think that is what it is. Now, if they're legal immigrants, I'm sorry. I know anybody gonna like what I'm saying, but if they're legal immigrants, they shouldn't be doing nothing in your house. They should be on their way back to their country where they come back. I used to do contract work, and I refuse. Yeah, we be back. We be back before the segregation, Leon. We be back then. We would have all went back to before segregation. And like I said, I don't I believe that these type of topics and what we're talking about. And this is why I have such a problem with the Democratic Party, is because they always trying to exclude other people, but then they'll go fight for somebody that's a criminal. That's where I'm at, Big Billy. Oh, okay, and that's where I'm at. If you came over here legally, you go back. If I find out if I see you, you go back home. If I find out you're illegal, I ain't gonna lie, I'm snitching. Right? You never gonna get it straight. And my thing is this: you can't say you want to bring the country together, and then in the same time try to divide the country by making this white and making this black and making this and making this that. And like, here's my point, and I'm gonna give it this. I'll ride down the street and I'll see a restaurant that says Mexican restaurant, right? I'm not going in. I rarely ever go in. I don't go in them like that. I've been in a Mexican restaurant one time because the first time I saw a Mexican restaurant, in my mind said I'm not supposed to be in there because it's for Mexicans only. I ain't gonna lie. That's exactly what. I've been in one, but it took me a while to get past it because it said Mexican. But of course, my mind is not thinking they make Mexican food. All I seen was Mexican, so I'm like, okay, I'm not allowed to go in there because it's Mexican. But in reality, it says Mexican food. But the first thing I see is Mexican. I'm not reading the rest. Now, don't get me wrong. Eventually, I say, oh no, that's Mexican food, man. Yeah, Billy, listen. I know exactly what you're talking about, and the construction industry and the pay scale of the construction industry can be extremely decimated by allowing these illegals to come over here and do the work that a guy like Billy, who paid and went through the process to do it, who went through the process to build a construction company, and you get these illegals coming over here doing crappy work, because I'm gonna tell you, a lot of them do crappy work, and then you can't sue them, you can't go after them because they're not a corporation, they're not a business, they're not nothing, and then they disappear and take these people's money. But then you got a legit contracting business that is there and established, but yeah, they're gonna cost more money because they got people that they pay the right type of money to do the job right. Yes, I agree, Billy. 100. I agree with you 100. Yeah, I disagree with that. I disagree. I feel like, wow. Now here's the thing. In the city of Philadelphia, the place is not there no more, right? And it was a soul food place. Now I didn't say blacks and nothing like that. It was a soul food place. Their food was delicious. Every time I went in there, I probably seen more white people in there than I seen black. When I say they used to patron, them where they were located at was probably a 50-50 mix of Hispanic. Well, I'm gonna say black, white, and Hispanic mix mostly, right? But man, when I say they would lighten that place up, I would go in there, I'd be in line. You probably seen 60% of the customers in there were white, buying what we consider soul food. So, and see, that's my whole point. Billy is a black guy that cooks food wherever they at, barbecue. Now I want barbecue. Check praise. But yeah, that's what we do. Like, that's what I mean by business. And that's why I feel like, just be good at what you do. It doesn't matter what your skin color is. Just be good. Good at what you do. It should not matter what color your skin is. It should not matter, you know, the stuff that they keep trying to push. Yeah, and when I say this place, they not there no more. COVID killed their business, I guess. But man, when I say their food was good, they food was delicious. Everything I got out of their food was good, man. I used to go in there, I rack up. Yeah, I used to go in there and get me some food. I grabbed me a couple of platters out of there because I said I need this to last a couple of days. But their food was really, really good. Now, the people that owned it were black people. Most of the people that worked there were black. I think there was one white girl that used to work there too, but um, and used a white girl that used to work there too. But when they went through this whole COVID situation and stuff like that, they you couldn't go in there. They had all this social distance and everything like that, and they just city of Philadelphia just was not letting up on it. They still was dealing with. They still was doing it long after everybody else start cutting back this stuff. The city of Philadelphia was just saying screw that, cause screw their businesses, and they killed their business. And killed their business. They kept all the regulations there, and it killed their business. They couldn't survive it. And that's what I mean by COVID, not the actual COVID virus. That moment when the city of Philadelphia was not letting up on small businesses, and they didn't. They didn't. But what happened was that COVID situation. Everybody trying to find a way to get sell. It killed their business and they couldn't make it. Before you go in there, it was always a line, but because they had everybody social distancing and all that other stuff, and Philadelphia wasn't letting up on it, it was doing that for a long time. And now I guess people is like, I'm not even going out the house at this point up there, and I go up there and I was like, man, this is sad. Like this business would have been thriving, they've been doing well, and they killed a lot of business in Philadelphia with that mess because they wouldn't let up. They kept going. They kept regulating. And this is what I mean by when Trump says, get rid of all these regulations. This is what kills businesses. Part of it is what kills businesses. But, man, I know it looks like Jay's a pretty good cook because he was making steak in one of his videos. And he ain't share with none of us. Yes, those policies did kill a lot of businesses. Now, don't get me wrong. I used to be a head chef for about 6 years. Well, not the whole 6 years, but one of my first jobs, I ended up getting promoted to head chef. So I'm a pretty good cook myself. Um, I haven't I barbecue sometimes, but I haven't done it in a while because I do other stuff, so I don't really have the time. But I'm a pretty good cook. But I'm at the point now I'd rather somebody else do it. Like don't get me wrong, I can cook. I can get down real good. I can barbecue. I can cook. I can marry. All this good stuff around it. Yeah, that's gonna be a long ride, but I might have to do it one day. But yeah, I'm a pretty good cook myself. I just don't that's not something I talk about. But yeah, I'm a pretty good cook. I make um when I cook, like when I used to always say in my house is when they cook, we eat. When I cook, it's a treat. So that's how I always say it. When they cook, we eat. But when I cook, it's a treat. But I don't mind cooking sometimes. But we work and all that other stuff, and everybody working. So, but at the end of the day, again, and the crazy part is, I used to actually have a partner ownership in a restaurant. I was still working on my job, but another guy was Oh yeah, okay, okay. Um, and what me was ARA, and then it turned into the site I used to work at was the Marriott. It turned into the Marriott. It started out as Canteen, and it went ARA, then it was the Marriott. Those are the three places. It was like I was on the same site, but they go contracts and stuff like that. Actually, where I worked at, it was in Philadelphia. It was actually the IRS building. They had three buildings in the city of Philadelphia. Then the IRS had a lot of employees. It was probably about 10,000 people collectively working there. Yeah, it should have, Billy. You're right. There was a lot of people that worked there, and I used to work in the kitchen up there, and Internal Revenue Service in the city of Philadelphia on Roosevelt Boulevard, long time ago. And I used to cook there. I started there just a regular employee, but then I actually elevated to the head cook. It was a good experience for me. I learned a lot. I learned a whole lot. But then when I left there, I still kept going cooking, and I used to grill a lot. Smoke my food, grill my food. I used to have like my whole house. I used to have gas grill, charcoal grill, smoker, rotisserie. I had a rotisserie that I had built. A guy used to make them, the barrel stuff, but I had mine made where I had the rotisserie on there, and I plugged that in, put my food on there, and let it rotisserie marinate my food. I used to barbecue a lot. I just got away from it. Leah says she don't put nothing weird in the potato salad. Oh, okay. That's what's up, Jay. That's what's up. So one day we're gonna have to all go crash Jay's house. And then I see that they, if you look at their video, they growing a lot of their own stuff. So we ain't gotta worry about all these pesticides and stuff on their tomatoes and all that other type of stuff. All right, Leah, I got a question for you. Or Jay, on top to bottom, I got a question for y'all. Even Billy. Because Leah put on there or deviled eggs, right? Here's my question to y'all, and I'm about to mess somebody. I always thought they were doubled eggs. I didn't know they was deviled. Is it doubled or doubled eggs? Because I always thought it was doubled egg because you took the egg and split it to two, so it was doubled. So y'all help me out. Is it doubled eggs or is it doubled eggs? Because I don't know. I always thought it was doubled, like because you cut the egg and double it, and okay, it's double. Leah says it's double. Jay says it's double. Yeah, that's what I was like. Is it? Is it? All right, y'all. Listen, y'all been on my channel a lot. Y'all know Jay crazy and I'm crazy too. Like so, certain stuff run through my head that when people ask me, I say like my mind is weird like that. Like, all right, here's another one I'm gonna throw at y'all. Is it really supposed to be collard greens or is it colored greens? I'm just saying. Is it really supposed to be collard or is it supposed to be the colors green? Because I know that back in slavery time, those are the greens that the coloreds used to have. That the coloreds used to cook. They didn't, that wasn't greens that white people ate back then. So I'm just saying, did they just change the name from collard greens to collard greens because they didn't want it to be just for the coloreds? Oh, okay. I just wanted to know because it ain't that far from. You understand what I'm saying, though? Y'all see my point where I'm going with this, right? See, this live then went totally left field. I blame Jay. But yeah, like I said, I don't I don't I don't think so. But this is things that run through my mind. Sometimes people really think this type of stuff. They just don't say it. That's all. They might think it, but they don't always say it. But yeah, I'm gonna blame it on Jay. But yeah, that's again. Leah says it's always Jay's fault. Yeah, we all everything that happens on these lives, we gonna all blame Jay. Top and now on top to bottom here in skincare, she gonna probably be like, yeah, yeah, I agree. We can't see her, but she's like, yeah, nah, She's like, yes. Yeah, man, but God bless you. Y'all know I always enjoy being on my live when you guys come in or whatever. Um, I really do appreciate it, and I really do. I really, really do. God bless every last one of y'all. And Leah, hey Leah, I don't know what your Sundays look like. What did you notice, Leah? Uh-oh. I don't know what your Sundays look like, Leah, but because I really want to get that for us to do that collab. Sundays is usually pretty good for me. I know I do my morning. Oh, we glad you pointed that out. That way we don't get in trouble for saying it. But we got nothing but love for you, right, Leah? You family. But I don't know, Leah. I don't know what your Sundays look like. But I usually do my lives at 11:30. But and I try to like if I know I'm gonna do something like when I hooked up with Jay, I shut it down a little early so that me and him can get into what we was gonna do. Um, so if we can try to make 11, maybe a 12:30 um Sunday show, I'll be good with that if we can. Cause I don't want to forget that we supposed to be connect or whatever. Yeah, that's cool. Now, Leah, you guys set it up. Um, maybe you set it up, whatever. Send me the link, and maybe we'll do it like me and Jay did it at 12:30. So we could do it at 12:30 on a Sunday. We good. Just when you ready, just send me the link or whatever, and I'll connect in on your live. However way we need to do it or whatever. Yeah, that's cool. Whatever happens, just let me know. You have my contact information, so we can go from there. And for everybody else that's on this live right now, please, look out for that. That we'll be doing a live together. Basically on abortion. Um, and some insight. So that'll give me some more time to do some more research. I mean, I have my perspective of my opinion, but they give me a little bit more time to do some research, whatever the case may be. But so if you guys, when we get it set up or whatever the case may be, make sure y'all, if you ain't following Leah already, please make sure you follow her. That we appreciate it. Again, if you on this live, please hit that like button. I appreciate it very, very much. If you haven't already, hit that subscribe button if you in here and you enjoy the show. We definitely, Jay, we already talked. We'll figure out our next date of doing part two, and Leah will figure it out. But like I said, the Sunday at 12:30 or whatever case may be will work for me, depending on how it don't matter which Sunday it is, but for the most part, that 12:30 Sunday works for me. So we can try to do something then, so we can get the ball rolling on that. For real talk, and we'll get there. And the other thing is for you guys, and most of the people that's on my live, some of the people already have their own business and stuff like that. Um, so I do want to. I am going to try to do a business segment. Yeah, definitely, Jay. We definitely, Jay. Actually, Jay, I know we're going to do a round two of what we was talking about, but I do want to do another business segment. Um, basically like a business, like setting up a business model. I mean, or whatever the case may be. But we'll see. We'll see where it goes, man. Because as much as I like talking about politics, I don't want my page to be just one thing. But politics is one thing. I'm never gonna get off of it because I think it's necessary, especially for us who got businesses, livelihoods, things that we do on a regular basis. People don't realize how much what's going on politically affects your life. So we definitely have to pay attention to what's going on around the world because it has some effect on your life at some point, rather negative or positive. However, yes, and we can collab on that. Yeah, that's cool, Jay. I mean, that's up to Leah. Leah's the front runner of it, so I can't answer that part. But Leah's the front runner, and if she wants whatever way she wants to direct it, I'm good with that. Direct hers. Yeah, but we definitely I want to do a business segment. Listen, and, you don't have to have all of the business knowledge. I know I don't. I only talk about what I've experienced and stuff like that throughout my life or whatever case may be. My strong point is just investment because that's what I do on a regular basis. I invest. You know what I mean? So that's my strong point. But investing is a business. I'm investing in someone else's idea, someone else's concept. So that's why I stick to what I do. Stick to that. But I have had businesses. I've ran businesses. And I've been in management years. I understand it very, 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 very well. Um, yeah, so and I think that most of us support each other's channel. I try to get on you guys' channel when I see you guys doing so. Of course, I got my regular life, and just so y'all know, I'm an early to bed person. So if y'all do stuff at night, just know that my behind probably gonna go to sleep. Yes, my behind is sleep. It just so happened out the pit was live the other day. I happened to be up because I didn't have nothing to do the next morning, so I did stay up and I jumped on his live for a while. Leah actually came in on the live too, but we had a good time or whatever. And I was over there, talking about craziness too over there. But the other person that's out the pit, he shows up on our live. Y'all probably seen him before. Look for him too if you get a chance. Please follow his page and stuff. We follow out the pitch page too, and help him to grow. Hopefully, we can get our channels up or whatever the case may be. But I'm gonna get ready to get up out of here. I had a wonderful, wonderful time with everybody or whatever. And like I always say, if you don't have Jesus Christ as your Lord and your Savior, and you don't have God in your life, that matters more than anything and everything we talk about. I appreciate everybody's support. I really do. I really, really do. Y'all have a blessed, wonderful day. Please stay safe out there. Enjoy your day. It's a nice day today. I probably shouldn't be in here. I probably should have did this outside, but I gotta work. I gotta go back to work. So ain't nothing I can do about this. I would love to be able to hang out. I wish I could be fishing right now, for real, for real. But I can't. I gotta go back to work. But y'all have a blessed, wonderful day. Peace.